So it seems like an opportunity to refinance is just around the corner. It's probably been a while since you refinance. It's probably going to be the first time that you refinance, especially if you bought your home in the middle of 2022 or after. You're probably dealing with a high interest rate, and you're probably also dealing with an adjustment in your monthly payment due to escrow changes. You're trying to find a way to fix that, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. We're going to talk about a rate and term refinance, something that many people have been waiting to do, and this may be the opportunity for you to prepare so that when interest rates continue to come down, which we're seeing them already starting to decline, you're ready to take action with a rate and term refinance. So don't miss this video. So what is a refinance? A refinance is when you pay off an existing mortgage with a new mortgage. You're going to obtain a new mortgage by applying with the bank. It could be the same lender that you worked with when you purchased your home. It could be with the same loan servicer that currently has your mortgage, or even with the new mortgage company, so that you could obtain better terms that would then give you the benefits that you're looking for. Maybe you're looking to save more money on a monthly basis. Maybe you're looking to change the years that are remaining on your loan, maybe by extending it or shortening it, and maybe a cash out. Now, I'm not going to go into a cash out refinance in this video. I will be talking about a cash out refinance and more details of a cash out refinance in a separate video. So make sure that you're following me so that you could watch that video completely. But we're going to talk about a rate and term specifically. This is where you improve the interest rate or you change the terms of your loan by getting a new mortgage to pay off an existing mortgage. Let's talk about the process, how to go about getting a refinance. So the refinance process is very similar to the mortgage process, the application process that you went through when you purchased your home. The bank is going to want to make sure that you have good credit. They're going to make sure that you have the employment and income to be able to support this new mortgage. Now, your assets may not be so important because we're now working with your equity, right? So you've purchased a home, you probably gave a down payment when you bought it. The property has probably appreciated in value, and you've also brought your balance down some since you bought it. So now you have some equity. The bank is going to be able to order an appraisal on the home if they need it. If they don't, then you may get a waiver for an appraisal. And you're going to be working with being able to roll in your closing cost into the balance of your current mortgage so that you don't have to pay for it out of pocket. So when you bought the home, you probably gave a down payment. You probably had to pay for some closing cost. Now with the refinance, you're also going to have some closing costs, but the difference now with the refinance is that you're going to be able to build in those closing costs into the loan. So that is what the process is going to be like. It's going to be very similar to when you bought the home. And it's very important that you try to protect your credit as you're preparing for this refinance process, because it's going to be very important for you to get the best possible interest rate in the market. Now, I mentioned closing cost, and a lot of people think that refinancing may be free or that there are no closing costs. And the reality is that there are definitely closing costs. Just like when you purchased a home, the bank may have an origination fee or an application fee or commitment fee, underwriting fee. The banks use different terms for these fees, but the point is that you're going to be able to obtain a loan estimate where you're going to be able to compare with different lenders if you want, and we'll talk about that in just a second, what the closing costs or what the fees are for the banks. You're also going to have an appraisal fee if the bank requires an appraisal. So there are other items to consider related to the bank, but also you will have attorney fees or title fees. Depending on the state where you're going to be refinancing the home, you may have attorney fees and title fees. There's one thing that a lot of people don't know, and that is what is called a reissuance of the title insurance. If you have your closing documents from when you purchased a home or when you last refinanced, you can use the same title insurance company so that you could get a reissue rate on your title insurance. That's going to save you some money. It's important that you let the attorney know or the title company know that you're working with, that you would like to explore a reissuance of your title insurance so that they could take a look at what that rate to reissue the insurance policy would be. You may also have escrow deposits because you're refinancing and establishing a new escrow account. If you're including the taxes and insurance in the monthly payment, the new mortgage company is going to have to collect that escrow account. Unless you're using the same mortgage company or the same servicer, you will not be able to transfer your current escrow account into the new escrow account. What's going to happen is the new bank has to establish a new escrow account. And when you pay off your existing mortgage, whatever money is left over in that escrow account will be returned back to you in the form of a check. You will receive that check in the mail within 30 days of your closing of the refinance. And that way, the escrow account essentially washes itself out. A lot of people think that this is a cost, but it's really just money and deposit that's being held in this escrow account, which belongs to you. When you refinance and when you sell, you get that money back. But in this case, since we're refinancing, the new bank has to establish a new escrow account. So it's important that you know that, because you may see that the bank is either going to ask you to pay for these closing costs out of pocket if you don't have the equity, or if you do have the equity, you'll notice that your monthly payment is going up. And what you're going to want to do is take a look at what are the benefits in you refinancing. Are you saving money on a monthly basis where you'll be able to recoup these closing costs within a short amount of time? Or, are you refinancing because you want to shorten the amount of time that you're going to pay the loan back? So even if you're not saving a lot of money, or maybe your monthly payment is changing, maybe going up, you're saving money over the long term in interest, and because you're cutting the term of the loan to a shorter time period. Now, if you're taking equity out, like we mentioned, that's another consideration. Your considerations are probably going to be different if you're doing a cash out. But again, follow the link so that we could take you to that other video where we discuss a cash out refinance in further detail. What you also want to know is that you can compare this estimate with different banks. So let's go ahead and talk about how to get the best possible offer in a refinance process. The common question that I get asked many times is, do I have to refinance with my current mortgage company? And the answer to that is no. You don't have to refinance with your current mortgage company. You can actually shop around with different banks to see who's going to give you the best possible terms for your refinance. And it's not just the interest rate that you want to look at. You also want to take a look at closing costs. What many people don't know is that you can shop around without having to apply with each mortgage company. What you'll want to do is have the same information, the same parameters. So if, for example, if we need to know how much the value of your home is, if we need to know what the balance of any mortgages that you have, what your estimated credit score is, make sure that you're sharing the same information with, let's say, 3, 4, 5 different banks before running your credit, and that you obtain an estimate in writing from these lenders so that you can compare and decide who to go with. Now, the other thing that you also want to consider is who you're going to be working with. Not so much the interest rate, the closing cost, but also who's going to be helping you will also be important, because you may have a situation that may warrant some type of special attention. And even if you're getting the best possible interest rate in one place, it doesn't mean that they're putting you in the best possible loan program or that they can actually close your loan. So you also want to make sure that you're working with the right mortgage company, with the right person that can understand your situation and help you get to the finish line as soon as possible. So keep that in mind. You don't have to apply. What you don't want to do is create multiple inquiries with different mortgage companies, which could then affect you once you decide to complete this refinance and you being able to get the best possible interest rate and just mortgage terms in general with the rate and term refinance. So to summarize, interest rates are starting to come down. A refinance opportunity may be around the corner for you. So it's something that you want to prepare for. Do not fall back on your mortgage payments. If you're having a hard time in making your monthly payments, you may want to start this process sooner than later so that you don't put yourself in a situation where you cannot refinance in the future. So make sure that you reach out to your local mortgage company, reach out to maybe your current servicer, reach out to different lenders. If you're needing some personalized assistance, maybe I can help you. You can reach out to me. And if you know of anyone that this information can help, that it can benefit, please feel free to share it with them. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, give us a like, and if there are any questions that you have or any information that you're looking for, please leave it in the comments so that way we know the information that you're looking for and we can create more content for you through our channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.